think it's live. This video, I'm mostly going to be taking a look at Vimspector with Java. So I got that working a little bit earlier. I also took a look at some of the streams I think the Primogen's been doing about Vimspector for a few other languages, and that's been pretty cool. But there's always something special you have to do with Java to really get anything working, so I just want to document that here just in case anyone else ever wants to try and do this. There's also other things that I had issues with, like graphical issues, so I'm going to be trying to fix those during this stream too, and I didn't want to make a video on it yet because I'm going to do a whole video kind of on a comprehensive I already have a blog post out about it, but how to set up Neovim for Java development in general. But I just kind of want to get this stream out there just in case anyone's interested, especially while people are paying attention to it. Alright, so let's start with what you're going to need. We're just going to go to our init.vim here, and wherever you pull in plugins, let's see, Vimspector. How do you spell this? Spectre? No, it's one word, Spectre. And I'm going to take this because this is my plugin graveyard here of all the plugins that I no longer use, and I'm trying to add to them, but I just kind of keep them here as reference just in case I ever want to go back to them, I guess. But let's see. Where do we want to put this? I'm going to put it under debugging. I'll make it the last thing here. Whoops. Debugging. There's also the option to use nvim dap, this guy here, but that I found so ridiculously confusing, and maybe I'm just dumb, but I was not able to set that up very easily. Even Vimspector, in my personal opinion, is kind of hard to set up, and there's a couple things I haven't done with it yet that I hopefully plan on sussing out during this stream. Alright, so once you have this plugged in, I just want to kind of go over the other things. You're going to need some sort of Java LSP, right? Like language server protocol. I have a video about how to use COC, so you can go check that out, or COC, or whatever you want to call this stupid plugin. But you can check that out, and that'll show you how to get an LSP set up, or a language server protocol. And then after that, you just want to pull in, and I actually have to add to this list. You're going to have to add a COC extension for Java. I have one in here for Java. There you go. Java and Java debug. So you see these guys here. I don't know if you know how to set up global extensions, but what this list essentially does, as long as you source it and that COC knows about it, is that every single time you load up your config and you pull it down, it'll pull in all of these extensions along with it. But to install them, just in case you want to figure out how to just install them without having this list here, although I recommend having this list, that way it's it kind of never messes up. But you can just do COC and then press tab, go down to install, and then just do COC Java. And then you also need java-debug, like that. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Now I'm going to go look at the COC or whatever debug page, so I can kind of show you what you have to do to get that running, and then also what you have to do to set up Vimspector, and then the bindings and all the other kind of nonsense that you have to get set up. I was going to say, do I not have internet? Okay. Let's see. So it tells you here how to install it if you have COC. It tells you here that you're going to need this because you're going to need the LSP support for it to hook into. I don't really know how it works in the back end. And then the only difference is that you're going to... wait. Yeah, so basically in Vimspector, you have these commands. Where are they? There you go. So all of these guys here, and I have them mapped in which key right now, but you can kind of match them however you want. Or you can bind them however you want, but I have them mapped in which key. That's what I meant. Just kind of thinking. So if you go look in keys to where I have these things set up to, you can see, let's go look for Spector. Okay, there we go. So these are the ones that I've set. Now I actually have to change one of these. So like when you press space here, right now I have it set to floating, and you'll see why. Usually I don't have this floating menu here. I usually have it a little bit different. I'm thinking about moving this thing to the top, but I haven't really decided yet. But to start it, typically I'm pretty sure that's, well, it doesn't matter. One way or the other, you can't just use these commands to start Vimspector with Java, or at least with COC Java. You probably could do it some other way. But what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get this command here. This is one with special arguments, but really just this, and then put COC command in front of it. So what you could do is, let's go to, I just jumped over to that workspace. Let's go to this workspace here. Open up a terminal. We'll get another one going because we're going to have to do this. The first thing that you're going to have to do, and I think it mentions this in the, I think it mentions it here. This is the COC one. Let me make this bigger just in case. There you go. Mentions it here, yeah. So to make sure that you actually have a remote debugging session up, you're going to need to run this guy here. Why Neovim and not Vim? Because of all kinds of reasons. So like a lot of the plugins that I have here only work in Neovim, and just because there's just more active development and more community-based development around Neovim. But yeah, I don't know. Why not Neovim? So let's see. So yeah, so you're going to want to run this guy here. So you can just kind of copy and paste this over. And you'll notice that the port here, or the address, corresponds to the port that is in this config up here. And you're going to need this as well in the root of your project. So I just have some dummy programs set up. Let me big text. That way it's consistent. All right. So let's go to repos and then stuff. Okay. Now, what do we have in here? We have some silly Java project that does really very little. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up stuff.java. Make sure that you also compile your classes first before running this, but that kind of goes without saying. All right, so we just have like literally something that I wrote ad hoc like last night, just some nonsense code that does really nothing. But we're going to try and debug it. So let's see, is this already started? That started over there. And so now what you'll do, and this is going to look a little weird because I have the font so big. I might have to shrink the font. We'll see how it looks. So what you'll have to do is, let's see, I think I probably have it in my recent commands. That kind of sucks that this thing takes over and you can't see anything there. Let me turn that off really fast. So there we go. And in my most recent commands, you see COC command, right? And then what you can actually do is after doing COC command, you can just press tab. But we're just going to do Java and then debug Vimspector start. Okay. Now it should just automatically attach to it, and I'm going to be pretty angry if it doesn't automatically attach to it, or I'm going to wonder what I'm missing because I just had this thing working like a second ago. But now I have a fear that it's not seeing it. All right, let me see. Okay, attaching to debug. Well, let's get out of here then. Could have been, let's see. Where am I here? That might be why. It might be that I have to do it from within inside the repo. So let's see if I can do this. Where are we? Come on. No. Java, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now let me come back over here and cd into repos and stuff. And then stuff.java. I use space Vim, probably should have stayed vanilla Vim. My main programming languages are Python, C++, Sharp, or polished in the program. Okay. Let's see. So let me get my face out of here. So now when I do this, we'll do COC command. Whoops. Let's go back. And Java, blah, 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 blah. Where is it? Oh, it literally was that. Okay. There we go. All right. So you'll notice that it just kind of ran through. So it didn't do anything. I didn't toggle any breakpoints or anything like that. It just kind of went right through, right? And now you'll see this output over here is actually what the output of this thing was. So you can see, like, all right, what does this stupid program do? All it does is it puts a bunch of stuff in a map and then like puts a bunch of objects and like maps them to like maps or something like that, and then like just returns them in a list, right? There you go. So that's all that's doing. And then at the end, it just, you know, system prints the function and should just print like a list. Thanks, man. So that's really all this thing's outputting, right? So you can see that, okay, at least it runs the program in the debugger. It can at least do that, right? Okay, so hopefully it can do more. Now, this stuff kind of makes me angry because I wish it would go away. Like, I wish there was a way to easily clear it. And also, it creates another buffer over there for, like, no good reason. And let's see, like, I think, all right, if I do, like, I have a key for this, so D, and then I think it's S for stop. Okay, so the channel's closed, but I wish that just cleared everything. I wish there was, like, a debug clear or something, but there isn't, as far as I can tell. Of a Gradle project, actually, yeah, I guess I can do that. I could do that later. I can do that later for sure. Yes. I'll go into like some of the stuff I'm gonna do for a video on setting up Java. Like, I'll probably do it at the end of the live stream, just kind of as like a rough run for this. But I kind of just wanted to fix bugs with this thing tonight, because this is one of the few things I think people are like, they really want in the config. They're like, I want to be able to debug and stuff, and I don't know why, because it's such a pain to do with Vimspector sometimes. Now, also, it seems to do this when I exit out, and I'm not like a big fan of that. And then I have like a buffer on top of my buffer for some reason. And then it also, this Vimspector watches and all that. Okay, so eventually you can get out, which, all right, fine. So let's go back in. And let's do it with some breakpoints this time. So let's do one here. So I think I showed you. Have this on 1. Yeah. So, whoops, come over here. So I have, and I'll go into all the config and stuff like over here in a second. I just want to show you like actually working. Can you do this in Emacs? I don't know, man. I haven't used Emacs in a long time. Would this work with Kotlin? That's a good question. I have no idea. Maybe. Probably not. I would guess that it doesn't. You could probably hook in whatever the heck Kotlin uses their debugger in VS Code, because I think that seems to be what a lot of this stuff does, but I don't know. Anyway, so basically I have these things mapped here, right? These are all the mappings that you're going to want. So let's go back to, and then I have one for breakpoint. That was the thing I was going to get into. So B is for breakpoint, right? So let's go back and take a look at this and create a breakpoint. So you just do space, at least in my config, whoops, space, D, B, and then we have a breakpoint. Space, D, B, and a breakpoint. You could call them in different ways if you want to, but this is just, you know, how I'm doing it, using which key. So after doing that, what we'll do is make sure you're in the directory and make sure that you run the command. And I showed you that this command is given to you on the COC Java debug extension page or whatever. So you got to do all this stuff, whatever. You could probably write a quick like Vim script just to like run this. Maybe you could even run it in like a terminal over here or something. I don't know. I haven't found the best way to do this. Honestly, probably what I would do is just open up another terminal like this and just keep it over there so I can watch it happen in real time, because my text wouldn't be this big unless I was trying to show people stuff. Maybe what I can do is actually just go like this really fast. It's kind of ugly. Yeah. Maybe GNU screen would be good for this too, actually. Anyway, So we have our breakpoints, and remember that we can't just start it up regular. So we're gonna do this Java debug Vimspector start. Did I not go into the right thing again? It looks like it didn't pick it up again. This is most likely my fault though. Hold up. And then stuff, Java. Okay. Let's reset our breakpoints. DB, space DB. And then we'll do the, well, I think it started, yeah. So COC, command, Java, debug, start. This thing was just working a second ago. What happened? Why are you doing this? Yeah, see, this is what bothers me about a lot of this stuff. It's just not easy in there yet. Alright. It's got to be something I'm missing. Let's rerun this command. Whoops. Java. I'm in the right directory, right? Yeah, Java. Really? There we go. Okay. Maybe it's because I closed down the other one earlier. Whatever. This one, I think it'll work. All right, so stuff, Java, blah, blah, blah. Okay. COC. Nope, let's just press up. Start. Okay. But now this time, again, this time, I forgot to put the breakpoints. Awesome. Okay. And now I'm not in the right place. Java. Currently, what I do is code my Java in Neovim and then debug in IntelliJ. Yeah, that's, you know, that's valid. I've actually been, to be honest, I don't debug that hard. Like, I almost never use the debugger. There's not much I can't accomplish with system print ln, you know, like, it's usually just fine for me. And I work in pretty big code bases, and I don't know, I just never really had that issue. It's been easier since moving to a lot of microservices because there's just kind of less going on, I guess. But I don't know. There's some people who live and die by like their debugger. All right, so now we're gonna put breakpoints. DB space DB. Okay, now for sure this time things might work. All right, COC command Java dot, and you're seeing the rough draft of this. Okay, look at that. So it says this little arrow right here is like, okay, it stopped at this breakpoint, right? So it's stopping adding this thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step into everything. Now, I think I have keybinds that do it, and I'll go over the keybinds later, but I also have some other stuff. Now, you'll also notice, like what the heck is happening here? You know what I mean? Like this thing, it holds on to, like, it just messes up things sometimes. And that's something I would like to see fixed. So I got rid of that. But now, yeah, I don't know. See, now this thing looks doubled, right? And this is what bothers me about Vimspector. But, you know, whatever. You know, it's kind of a work in progress. I don't care. All right? Not for now. Maybe it's something that I'm doing. Anyway, so we're here. And so now what you'll do is you'll press space, at least in my config, which you can see even some of this, whatever. And then D, and then what I'll do is I'll press I for step into, right? And so you're going to keep D, step I, I. Eventually this will, whoops, this will change. DI, space DI, space D. I think, whoops, space DI. All right. So now, like, we actually get brought here, and then you can see, like, the scope is local, this dot employee. I'm waiting until, and I might have missed it. Okay, there you go. It ran get color string is equal to red, so you can see, like, okay, what did it run when it did this? It ran this first one, which is red, right? So let's see what happens during the next call. DI space DI space DI space DI. Should do a lot more stuff or something like that. I think I'm not sure exactly. I think you can put breakpoints around functions too, but then again, I'm not, you know, I don't pay the most attention of how to you know, do some of this stuff. Like I don't pay a lot of attention to the way that debugging really happens. But we can step through, and I know that. So, all right. There's probably a better command for this though. And then I think a lot of stuff is happening down here in this little window. Let's see. But I was kind of hoping, because I remember seeing earlier when I did this, that it showed me all of the commands. And I don't want to step this far through, like, the thing. So I'm wondering, like, if I... Because there's function breakpoints, too. And then there's conditional breakpoints. There's also run to cursor, which I might try out in the next kind of iteration of this. But yeah, so it's kind of, I'm not really sure what the issue is with it now. It didn't do this before. I'm going to try this a couple more times and then I'm going to give up. Yeah. So what if I do space D and then if I do continue? Yeah. Yeah, see this, I think I got it into a weird state, and I think that's why it messed up. So let's do this again. And then it does print out everything at the end, like, you know, the actual thing, but that's not really that impressive. I'm telling you this thing is working a little bit better earlier. So let's do that. CD repos. Stuff. All right. Stuff.java. This. All right. And then we're going to have to go down here. I might actually put this in there soon. Problem is, again, no breakpoints, so it just went through. All right. And trust me, you're watching me learn this like real time. I really don't know much about it yet, and that's why I'm just kind of doing an ad hoc stream. Which distro is this? Arch Linux. Let's see. So let's do what's an option here that we get with the debugger? Function breakpoints, run to cursor. Okay, maybe let's try run to cursor and see what happens. Yeah, Arch. So let's do space. Okay, first we're gonna want to start the debugger. Let me check this really fast. Okay. So first we're going to want to start the debugger. Java. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. There we go. And now I'm going to try and see what happens with run to cursor. So I'm just going to get rid of this window. All right. And I'm going to run to hopefully here. And we'll see if this even works. So D, C. You can see, okay, C stands for run to cursor. Watch nothing happen. Wow, okay. I was really kind of hoping it would run the whole program and then it would leave me at this cursor here. But I was mistaken. It does not do that. Maybe I will have better home-built PC or commercial PC. I don't know. I built this stupid thing. I have a... Well, I would show you on the camera, but I can't really move it. It just kind of looks like a piece of junk right now. Let's see. So, let's go look at this, and let's look at some of the... I set up the VS Code bindings, and I'll show you what they look like. This. I think I have this Visual Studio VS Code binding. So like all of these bindings that are right here, I also have in addition to the WitchKey bindings here. Maybe they'll work better. I don't know. But let's see. So I have that set up in Vimspector.vim, and then I'm just sourcing this file here. So I'm hoping I'll be able to keep all of my config stuff here, and then also this is just a mapping. So it's just saying like you can use human mappings, I guess, or you can use this. I've found that debuggers do not mix well with NVim. Yeah, I agree, honestly. I don't think, like, I think Vim has been really good for a lot of things, but debugging just so far, and I don't know why it has to be so hard. Like, I mean, I do know why it has to be so hard. It's probably very difficult, but just the interface, like, just simplicity would be good, you know, for these kinds of things instead of like whatever is going on here. But I think everything's good other than that. Like, let me show you what I mean by what I mean. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it being another. I guess I wouldn't mind it being another terminal app. Like, if there was like a whole separate program in terminal that I could just like debug a program with that wasn't just like base GDB, like had some sort of TUI, like terminal user interface, I'd be very happy with that. So, but yeah, let me show you like how far, and this is the reason that I just want to kind of get this last thing working, because I think it'll really check a lot of boxes for people if you were able to get debugging working. So I just have this dummy Spring Boot intro app that I used when I first started my job, when I first started learning Spring. So let's get in here. Let's just open up a thing, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. So it's starting the JDT language server, and I think this is the same one like that Eclipse uses or something like that, but I know it's the same one that VS Code uses. But it shouldn't really take this long. I feel like it should almost be done. But these things take notoriously long to start all the time, so I'm actually not too surprised. But not usually this long. This still feels a little bit long. Okay, it started. All right, so let's see. So like kind of like how is it like VS Code and all those other kinds of ways besides the debugger, and I'm going to get back to the debugger, but I just kind of want to go into all this stuff to show you. I just want to get this last piece working. So, all right, so this is a Spring application. We have this little guy up here, this annotation, right? So if you get rid of that, it'll let you know, okay, well, this thing's broken. Well, actually, this is the Spring Boot application. That's the actual annotation. This is just this thing down here, right? So this thing can't be resolved, right? So what you can do is now if you go through COC, you can just quick fix it, and it'll just go and grab it, right? Not only that, but imagine that you didn't have the Spring application thing, and then you just wanted to kind of like, let's just get rid of this for a second and start typing it out. Spring Boot application, boom, and then it actually auto imports it for you too, right? So that's pretty cool. Another thing that you get is references, right? So you know this is being referenced somewhere, probably in a test or something like that, honestly. Yeah, it's probably, I think it is probably being referenced somewhere around here, but even still, or it's probably being referenced, I don't know. But let's go take a look at the controller really fast and a few of the other pieces of this application. So let's see, course controller, why not? So you can see like, all right, you can see like all of these references here. There's no references in the controller, and that makes sense because this controller's like hit from the web, right? So like there's nothing that really calls these functions because they're just HTTP endpoints for like post, get, whatever, you know. So what you can do is with the setup that I have here is you can just go like GD, and you can hop over to the function that's called there, and so like, okay, this is called over in course service here. So you can see like, okay, it immediately put my cursor over on course service, right? And then you can see like, okay, well, where is this thing referenced? Well, you know that it at least has one reference, right? So you can do GR over top of it, and then it'll take you directly to that reference. Okay, it's being auto-wired into here, right? Let's see. Also, you can notice the tree sitter syntax highlighting is great. Like, it's literally on par with like VS Codes. So that's pretty nice. Someone asked if I was going to make an article on this on my webpage. There is an article like this on my webpage, already kind of going over all this Java stuff. And this is what I was going to do in a video later before I got distracted by this Vimspector nonsense. So let's see. What else do we have here? So tree sitter is the thing that's making the very consistent highlights here. So like all functions are yellow, right? Like all like objects are this like kind of teal color. Classes are this teal color, right? Let's see what else we got. Try trying to remember. There is, oh yeah, so there's also Lombok, right? And so that can be kind of difficult to get set up if you don't know what you're doing. So I have this, if you know anything about Java, you know that it's extremely verbose, and that whenever you create one of these fields, like in a class, right, you have to create like accessors, getters, and setters, right? So instead of writing out getters and setters, which you could do very easily with this, because you could do LA, and you can choose like, okay, create me a toString, create me a hash code and equals. These are all override methods for like if you're creating like a base class. Like all classes should have these, right? And they do have, the base class implements these things, but you're supposed to override them, right? Yeah, I am using COC, by the way. So you can create constructors, right? So I could press this and I could create a constructor, or something that I could do is I could do at, instead of like coming down here and creating this constructor, like a noargs constructor, right? What I could do is I could get rid of that, and then I could come down here and I could do at, and then I could do no, and it should start to pick it up, but even if it doesn't, here we go. No args constructor, boom, from Lombok, right? And there you go. I don't think it imported it, so we'll do LQ and quick fix it and hopefully bring it in. No args constructor, duplicate method course in course. Okay, so what that is I think it is, there we go. It accidentally created another one down there. So there you go. So now you have a no args constructor, and that actually makes sense that this thing threw that error, right? So like if you do, like if I undo that, it'll throw an error, and it'll actually let me know, okay, well, you are trying to say that you want Lombok to create a noargs constructor, so why have you defined your own noargs constructor, right? Okay, so that's Lombok, and to get that thing set up, what you actually have to do is, let's just do mvim, and you can look at my config here, like in this directory, and in the COC settings, you have to point to a Lombok jar. Like you have to pull down Lombok. And then you just have to put it somewhere, wherever. I just put it in a consistent place, so because I use this on my work machine too. And this is also that code lens, by the way, like the references code lens. If you start typing in here, by the way, it'll start auto-completing. And you'll be able to see like, okay, well, what about implementation code lens, right? Like if I had, like if I wrote like an, an interface, and I wanted to see how many classes, I wanted to see how many classes extended that interface or implemented that interface. You could see that as well through CodeLens, right? And CodeLens is just taking advantage of this virtual text here, right? So now we can look at course. Let's see. Now we can look at all of the places that reference course, right? So we can do GR on top of that. Okay, this is everywhere that course is used, right? And so you can do that. Now another thing that you can do is that you can actually rename things, and it'll have refactoring for you, right? So like let's just rename course. It'll be updated in 13 places, right? Why would anybody want IntelliJ IDEA? That is a really good point. This is something I'm trying to escape. I've moved out of IntelliJ. I moved over to VS Code and VS Codium with a lot of this stuff. And now I'm trying to completely escape all of that stuff, all of the proprietary world, and just work through my Neovim stuff, right? So, all right, so course here, it has 13 references, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go, I don't know if it'll actually be in a code action, so I don't think I can rename it here. But what we can do is we can do L, at least in my config here, and these are all functions that are given to you by, and I'll show you in a second, by COC. So what we're going to do is capital R here for rename, right? And we're going to rename it to course 2. All right. And now this thing just told me that it renamed it everywhere, right? So it changed 4 buffers. Press :WA, which is just write all to save changes to your disk, and then also I could open copen, which is just like a little preview menu to open like a quick fix list to see everywhere that I did that. So what we'll do is we're just going to do WA and write everywhere. Now one thing that it did is it did this, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why it did that. That's kind of weird. So we'll do no args constructor and put that back. Okay, that's odd that it did that. But anyway, you'll also notice that for a second, okay, it still says course here, but it says a D there because that was deleted, right? So if I come over here and I press capital R, you'll see that it's now course 2. It even renamed the file for me. And now in all of those references, all of those reference spots, if we go and search for it, so if I do like, no, GR, then now they're all called course 2, right? So I renamed all the course objects or course class, everywhere the course class is being referenced, I renamed to course 2. So we have like refactoring, like a lot of people say, oh, you can't refactor really fast. Well, yes, you can. You can totally do that, and it's fast and it's good and there's no issues, right? Except for that weird Nards constructor one. I'll give you that. But, you know, if you're here, you're not, you don't always expect the perfect thing. You're just trying to escape, you know, IntelliJ idea world. Let me see if there's anything else in the chat. Any other questions that I can answer here? Someone brought up Space Vim. The reason I don't use Space Vim is just because it's just I don't understand it, right? Like if you look at Space Vim, let me show you Space Vim and what turns me off about Space Vim. I just like there's so much happening here. I just feel like I can't get in and make changes and understand like what's going on with it, you know? So like looking through it, like I have a binary thing here and like they have this NSVC dot, this is probably Windows stuff. Yeah. So I guess that's probably this is probably the binary for the program. So that's not a good one, but like, let's see, like in bundle, like whatever's happening here, you know, and then in config, I'm sure there's a lot of random stuff. It's just a lot going on here. I guess it supports Neovim now. Mode. They even have a directory for like Reddit, whatever that's for. I don't know. Anyway, so like it's a very big project and it kind of confuses me. So like over on mine, like for me it's very simple. It might look big, right? But it's really not big, right? Like it's actually very, very small, the things that are here. This auto load just has Vim plug in it. Like that's all it is. FT plugin literally has one thing for Markdown that I changed just based on if you're in a Markdown file. General is just like things that I set, like random things that I set in like a regular Neovim thing. Keys is just like literally my key mappings, regular key mappings, right? And then which key, which is kind of the most complicated thing. Other than that, the Lua directory is just for Lua plugins. The plug config is really the only place that people really need to pay attention to, which is just like, okay, once you install a plugin, just like configure it as one of these snippets. There's really nothing in this syntax folder. I could totally delete that. Themes just has things like if you wanted to set up airline or even a lot of these themes are trash too. I don't even need, actually I could throw out this entire thing. Let's see, what else? Utils is just like a way to install it, and that's really it. And then Vim plug that just has all of my plugins. It's just a big list of plugins. Like there's like only like 7 files that you really need to keep track of with my config, you know? And then the COC settings, I guess, because I'm using COC. But there's like 7 or 8 files that you have to keep track of, rather than like if I'm looking at something like Vim or Space Vim, which is just, for me, there's just so much happening here. I don't know. Like even just all of whatever this is, like a code cov.yaml. Like what does this do? I don't know. I guess it's, okay, code coverage, that's what it does. Okay, app veyor. Maybe it's something like a continuous integration thing? I don't know. And then what's in here? I don't know. Like, anyway, so that's why I don't use that. Let's see, what else? Can I open a terminal in SpaceVim? Yeah, I'm sure you could open a terminal in SpaceVim. But yeah, I don't know. I'm also not looking for stuff totally out of the box. I kind of just like to play around and learn, you know, what's going on anyway. So back to COC and some of the stuff that's happening here. The other thing I kind of wanted to go over was, I think I went over quick fix. Oh yeah, the searching and stuff too. So a lot of people want to search for things like searching for text, but I did a video on this like a while ago in Java. So let's see, about just searching. So like if you wanted to search for, I don't know, like, you know, like you wouldn't really have to do this because you can go find the references really fast. Like, I don't know, maybe you want to search for like description or something like that. You're only going to really find it here. You might find like set description. I don't know. But let's see. So F. Oh no, that'll do find and replace. So we're going to want to do S and then F, and then we could like search for files. So you could look for like, I don't know, maybe we were looking for our build.gradle. So build.gradle, and then we're there. So that has basically, you know, how you can like do that in VS Code and like all of your other fuzzy finder things that you can do and all of that. And then also we can do, you know, you got your Git integration and all that kind of stuff too with this config. And then also there is searching for like specific text inside of files. So like if we were going to look for course 2, right? Well, here's all the places where that course 2 was. I mean, you could easily do the find reference, but you can also do this, right? So like, there you go, right? And here's that course 2 that I just found. Future of COC, will it be relevant? At least for a while, yeah, because like I haven't seen the native LSP do anything like CodeLens. And I actually really like CodeLens. I like to look at a glance, like if I go back to this course 2 here, let me just save this. So if I go back to this course 2 thing here, I like to be able to see like, okay, there's 13 references to course 2 here. So I know it's relevant. Like sometimes you'll be seeing like, oh, well, there's 0 references to, or there's 1 or 2 or 3. And then like, it's just helpful to know, I guess, how many references to a class there are. So I don't think built-in LSP can do that yet. And I don't think there's even any plans to do it. You could probably disable the LSP provided by COC and then still pull in COC to be able to get CodeLens. So that might still be worth doing. So there's lots of things about COC that aren't going to become irrelevant. I did a control for your Spotify info in Polybar. It is lit. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like my Polybar is like really boring and really basic. I don't know. I didn't really do much to set it up. Like even i3, like all the i3 stuff that I have set up, I didn't really spend a lot of time working on, I guess. Let's see what else. Would this native Neovim LSP also enable autocomplete jump to functions? Yeah, I think it does all of that. I think it does do all of that. I think it just doesn't do the code lens and a few other things, but I think it would do all the other things I think it's supposed to. Because the native LSP is just to use the language server protocol. This thing, COC Java, is using the same language server protocol for the most part. So all the same actions you'll have access to. It's just like, are you going to have the cool UI and all that kind of stuff too? Like if I do space LA, I can do like, okay, change all modifiers to final where possible. Okay, boom, you know, and then now, okay, all of these things are final. That's like something that's just good code practice, I guess. There you go, right? You do space, you could do something like, let's see, you get rid of this. Okay, oh no R's constructor is not here. Space LA on top of this. Let's import it really fast from Lombok. Thank you. You know, like that's just, it looks good and it's very polished. So I'm a big fan of it. Also, there's things like hovering. So you can see like, okay, well, what's the full path to this? And I just did Shift K on top of it, and it gave me that. So it's just that COC is way more polished and way more mature at this point. So I would not trade it in for now because I'm not trying to be a beta tester for NVim LSP, although I will switch to it when it becomes more robust because it's built into Neovim. It's not like an external dependency I'll have to pull in all the time. So I'll definitely move over to it once it's more mature. Let's see. How do you pronounce COC to people? Coke, cock, or COC, or conquer? I try to say COC just so like I don't laugh when I'm talking about it, but there definitely was some sort of language barrier thing to where, because I know I think they're from China where this thing is built, I guess, and they might not have noticed that their acronym. Maybe they noticed. It's even probably more Chad if they noticed what it sounded like. And what initial vimrc is good to start with? I think the best vimrc that's good to start with, I have a video about essential settings, which you could kind of look into, and I think those are all good settings. Like if you start with that video, and even some of the stuff I say there is still, like I'm not, the biggest Vim genius in the world or anything. So like there's definitely things I have in that config that are stupid. But if you kind of go line by line in that essentials video, you'll be able to at least, there was 80% of good information in that video. 80% of the video is good information, I'll say that. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so that was kind of showing off what's going on in Java world with this right now. I want to get back to Vimspector. I want to make this thing work at some point. Let's see. So, but Vimspector makes me so angry. All right, we're gonna try out some of these keys here after starting it. I'm gonna try to, where is, I don't know, maybe I'll try to do this. Toggle line breakpoint on, yeah, okay. Where is, do they have one set up for run to line? I don't think so. What COC command is triggered when I press space LA? Okay, yeah, because I am doing that, and that's the action one. So I'll show you what happens there. So, and you can see, maybe I'll turn this on for another second. Press space, press L, okay, and then it's a line action, right? So like if I do, again, I'll show you, like I'll just get rid of data here, I'll come down here, I'll press space LA, it'll ask me, okay, import blah blah blah, or organize, or generate getters and setters. If I wasn't using Lombok, I might want to do that, but basically, or constructor or whatever, blah blah blah. So what we're going to do is the one that it definitely thinks I want to do, which is also the quick fix, because a quick fix is just kind of like, it's just going to do whatever it definitely thinks it should do. So if I press LQ, it fixes it immediately. If I press space LA, it'll give me a bunch of stuff to do. So the thing that I'm calling for that is I'm calling, let's go over here and jump over there, which key, we're going to look for COC, and I am calling this right here, this plug COC or cock code action, and that's the line action. You can go into my config and you can see every single command that I map. Like if you don't want to use what the hell is this thing called, which key, if you don't want to use which key, then you can just go through all my bindings and see what I'm doing. I highly recommend using which key because I don't think I can remember all these things. I literally can't. And if I had them just mapped to like key presses, it would just be too much, like it would just be too much to keep in my head all the time, like because it does too much. Also, I need to rename the one that says D. Where's D? For debug. There we go. It says find and replace. What we want this to say is we want it to say debug. All right. Now, I'm gonna try this stupid thing again. Where am I? here. We're gonna not do it in a complicated file. We're gonna do it in an easy file. So let's go back out of here, and let's go into do this Java. All right. Also, by the way, before anything, but to get back into Vimspector, but I got ligatures working, and I'm a big fan of ligatures now. I don't know why. Some people really hate them, but I'm a big fan. So if you do something like this, we can do like map employee and then passy. So I think that'll do, yeah, that'll do the same thing. So big fan of this too. So like you'll notice, like if you hover over it, it's like two separate characters, but it kind of morphs into one as you kind of do like this. It'll do it for like things like equals, or like a triple equals. See how it looks, or you could do like not equals and it'll do that, right? Or one of these guys, or one of these guys. What's another one? I think this is one, yeah. And I know there's other ones. If you do this, or not that one, this, see? And I think there's a few more. Some of them just save space. Like if you do like two ands, I think it shrinks it just a little bit. Or if you do two of these, it shrinks it just a little bit. You can see like how that changes a little bit. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. There we go. So let's get back into this stupid thing. What am I doing? No. Repos, stuff. All right, Java, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, I'm going to try and press the buttons. Although I don't think it'll help. But I still have to run. If I start it without breakpoints, will it just run the whole thing? I think it will. Maybe, whatever, let's find. I feel like that's the mistake that I kept running into earlier. So let's think about this. Let's try and just do another breakpoint. Let's just put it here. We'll do D and then B. And now we'll do, we'll just run up. All right, now I gotta get rid of this thing again so it's not blocking. What editor am I using? This is Neovim. So I have a whole series on it. I have spent probably too much time over quarantine setting it up. Quarantine, or you know, whatever we're going through. But yeah. So I think I'm mostly done. I don't think there's really much else that I really have to add to this thing. I think if I got this debugging stuff working even shittily, I think that would be enough for at least most people. So let's see. And then they can fix it and make it better if they want. I'll say this, I probably will never debug like this. So, all right, D, and then let's see. Okay, we have the breakpoint. So now let's do the coc command java dot deb start. Okay, so we have an employee object or something like that. It's noticing that there is some sort of employee object. I wonder if I go over here and if I do something. Okay, it's just giving me the scope. All right. And then if we do, let's see. Let's try the step in thing again because that was working so well before. Let's try and press the button. Let's go back over here. And my button will be the Visual Studio binding because that's what I set. And it will be F11, although F11 will probably do something else for my OS and then break everything, but whatever. What font is the font that I'm using? If you want the ligatures, it's a bit of a process. So font that I'm using is JetBrains Mono. The the reason I have ligatures is because I'm on Arch Linux and I did yay flag s Alacrity ligatures. You can't use regular Alacrity. That's the terminal emulator I use. I use a fork called Alacrity ligatures so that I can do stuff like that, right? Or do stuff like this. Whoops, that's not one of them. Oh, does it not do that one in terminal? Really? Okay, it only does like some of them, I guess, in the terminal. Yeah, I saw some people told me in my server that the Primogen did a video on it, and while I was working on Vimspector for Java, because I was trying to get this whole, I put a blog out for setting up Java with Neovim. Like the first thing I said in here was like, debugging is a pain in the ass, and you can do it if you want. But then I was like, all right, it seems like he got some of this stuff working. I think someone in the server said that he got it working for the Primogen, by the way. He got it working for JavaScript and C or something like that, which is cool that he got it work from JavaScript, because I'm probably going to check that video out and not go through pain. And let's see if he can just tell me how JavaScript works. And then C I use a lot less often, but I'd still like to know. Let's see. But yeah, so once I noticed that, I was like, okay, I can probably just, if I'm going to do this comprehensive Java COC walkthrough, right, about how everything works or whatnot, I might as well throw debugging in there, because I know somebody inevitably is going to ask me the question of, can you get Vimspector set up? Because I think only 3 people on the entire planet have Vimspector set up. So, let's see. So, let's see. A couple more questions before I get back into the pain of this thing. I talked about the Primogen's video. He did a cool video. Apparently, I definitely have to check that out. This person, I want to use Kitty for ligatures, but I love Alacrity more. Just use Alacrity then, because you can just use Alacrity ligatures. You can just use that fork and just compile that fork. It's easy for me because I have Yay and Arch Linux, but I'm sure you can find that fork somewhere and compile it yourself. How do I set background blur in Alacrity? I don't have background blur in Alacrity. That's not actually... Is it blurring? I don't think it's blurring. I think it's just somewhat see-through. I don't think it's blurring, though. This guy says he's been using Vimspector to debug. It's not bad. There's a lot of resources for beginners. It's not bad, but there's not a lot of resources for beginners. Yeah, it's a bit of a process. Like, I can't imagine you just get into this one day and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna set up Vimspector like immediately. Like, it's been a huge pain in the ass for me to do, and I've been doing this kind of stuff for a little bit now. Probably been using Vim for like 4 years. So let's see. And then he just uses GDB. Yeah, I mean, that's valid too. I think I would probably just use GDB too. I probably would just use print statements, because I'm a bum. Like, what do I care? So anyway, I'm going to add the Vimspector stuff all the way to the end of this thing when I'm done with it. Let's go back over here, and I think we decided that the command that we were going to run was, and I still have to go over that configuration, but the command that we're going to run is F11. All right, let's go over there and run it. All right. Okay. Oh, this works so much better. I think. Yeah. Maybe. I think now it's going through all the other things. Hash code, employee, int. Let's see. At least it's faster. Hash map node, employee at 14. Put val. I think that's not... Okay, that just put the value. And then if I step into... and then go through this guy, employee 14. I'm just pressing F11. Let me turn this on so you can see what I'm pressing, because I'm literally just spamming F11. Get entry after miss. Okay, there's a miss. That's interesting. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me something that I can use. Wait a second. Can I? Oh, shit. I didn't even notice. Oh. The little plus and the minus. I feel dumb. Look at that. You can see it all. I'm sitting here like trying to press it. Like, what's going on? Why can't I see everything? Whatever. I don't care. I figured it out. Look at this table. Look at that. Cool. Anyway. Look at that. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, sweet. All right, so now I like it. Now I like it a little bit more. I like it a little bit more. So, I guess I was being a brainlet. All right, so, all right, F11, and we can step through. I kind of want to. All right, I'm gonna set a debug point at a different place and then kind of go through. So this one is all for red. Now red was the first guy that I sent through. How long does it typically take people to go through a debugger? Jeez. Hold up. Let me go back over here now. It closed. Okay. How many times do I have to do this? You can tell that I'm not one to typically use a debugger. So like, alright, I'm just pressing F11 60 trillion times. If someone could save me from this pain and tell me exactly the best way to do this, or if maybe I'm in a loop somehow. Am I in a loop? Is that how this works? Put salary. Yeah, so someone told me if you're a visual person, you'll like it better in Vim. You're probably right. So what I've noticed is that this is which key. I kind of want to move which key to the top of my config and have it come down from the top, and that's why I'm looking at that. But anyway, let's see. What was I about to look at? Go away, Space Vim. I was going to look at this. Oh, yeah. The reason that this guy is telling me to do it in Vim, and he's wrong because I will not use Vim. But he's also right because you see these buttons here? That only works in Vim. That doesn't work in Neovim. It doesn't give you access to these buttons. So you have to go through pain. I feel like, let me go back over here. So if I just press, and this is just painful at this point, but let's see if I guess what you could do too is, and I'm telling you again, I am not the expert on, on debugging. So what if I just did D, and then if I just did D for continue here, would it just finish, or where would it go to? I think it just runs it. Okay, hold up. You're watching me learn how debuggers work. So, because my debugger is system dot print out dot println in Java. It's print function in Python. It's console log in JavaScript. And somehow I'm a professional engineer. So let's do D, and then we're going to do a breakpoint here now. And now if I do space D C, okay, now it goes to blue. And now if I do space D C, space D C, space D C, it should be continuing, right? Like it should be doing something. What does this blue arrow thing mean? 1 second. Let me look at the comments again. Maybe someone has something good to tell me. Tried setting up Vimspector today, but gave up. Yeah, I don't blame you. Been using Kitty with Tmux. Kind of overkill since I don't use any of Kitty's features. It's a little bit overkill. The reason I don't use Kitty is just because, again, it's too much for me. I don't need all that, you know. I just wanted a simple terminal emulator. I tried ST out. Suckless tools are cool, but suckless tools are a bit of a time sink. Like when I got i3 working, I was done as soon as I got it working. It took me a week to set up i3, and that was too long. You know, I didn't feel like spending a bunch of time setting up my terminal emulator and patching it, and then patching DWM, and then whatever else. You know, I'm not against it. If I didn't have a 9 to 5, I probably would autistically configure every single last thing that's exists. So let's see. Honestly, had a dilemma when I was on Mac. You try Vimspector with Vim and not NVim. You try, yep. At work, switch to Windows WSL. Yeah. That sucks. You have to use Windows though. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't support drawing the buttons. Are they just different? The NVim and Neo and Vim, so Neovim and Vim, yeah, they're pretty different at this point. They're diverging more and more. So there's definitely going to be bigger differences in the future. Okay, well, so DC. This will drive me nuts because I am not getting it. Something about this I'm just not getting. Maybe I shouldn't be putting breakpoints on top of these. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong, because this thing is telling me all kinds of stuff that it's doing down here in the thread. Reference handler. Like, what if I just do that? What, like, does something new show up over here? If I come up, and what is this freaking panel for? Like, just go away then, if you're not going to provide me any information. Someone asked me, i3 or awesome WM. I use i3, and I will probably never switch from i3. Probably won't do it. Because it's just too much of a time sink. Constantly configuring other things. Like at this point, Neovim is something that I actually use. Like I use it every single day. I use it at work. I'll use it for my own personal projects. I have it set up for the 3 languages that I use, which are Java, in this order, Java, Python, and JavaScript, and Bash, I guess. I write a lot of Bash. So for like automation and stuff at work. So I have it set up for those things, and I just like it because it's portable. How many lines of code do I have? I don't know. What do you mean? Yeah, configuring a new environment, dude. Like that's the thing. I don't want to do it anymore. Like I've configured an environment that works for me. I can get around this thing very fast. I can do whatever I want very fast, very easy. I don't want to play with it anymore. You know. The only reason, like I said, that I work on this thing is because I use it everywhere. I use it 8 hours a day. You know, at work, so I might as well spend some time. People seem to be interested in me doing it, so I'm kind of filling a niche. And then I don't know, if you're configuring one thing, it's not so bad. But imagine if I was doing Neovim, and then I was like, all right, but now I got to do my polybar at the top, and now I got to configure awesome WM and i3, and I got to be a cool DWM person, and I got to I don't know, Spectre WM or whatever else, and let me try out some other new, I don't know, Nix OS or whatever is going on now. Like I got a distro hop now. Arch is no longer cool. Plebs can use Arch now, so I don't want to get caught up in that, because I just don't care anymore. Honestly, right now, if I was on Ubuntu, I would just not even leave Ubuntu. So anyway, so we did this, and why is it not jumping into, like, what the hell is this blue arrow? Does it say what this blue arrow is? Can you install Alacrity ligatures for a Debian-based distro? Yeah, probably. Just go to the thing and build it from source. You're not going to have Yay, so you're not going to have the AUR, which makes me feel bad for anyone who doesn't have the AUR. But I don't know, it might be a way. I doubt your package manager has it, but you could probably build it yourself. The big repo boss of Vim doesn't want to implement features. Neovim is definitely the version which has the newest, most up-to-date features, more lean towards community needs. Yeah, exactly. So, like, the community is involved in it. When they really came out with the whole async thing, and then the Lua support, and now built-in LSP, and freaking Tree Sitter, man, like, people don't realize just how important just Tree Sitter is. Like, just being able to, like, have this consistent syntax highlighting, you know? One other thing I kind of wanted to show. Oh, I'll do that later. But anyway, yeah, just this consistent syntax highlight. Like, come on, you can't beat that, you know? All of their color schemes now look like trash to me. Can I click on it? Oh, this arrow? No, I can't. Which makes sense, because I've never had anything in the gutter ever be clickable in Neovim, but I don't know what the hell it does. I'm probably stupid, and I just can't figure it out. This, read me. Oh, man. Okay. This is setting all that stuff up. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe if I watch one of these GIFs, it will enlighten me. Okay, that guy just ran the Python debugger, and now he is set a breakpoint, started Vimspector, stopped him at the breakpoint. What is he doing? Yeah, like he's being brought through the whole. Maybe I need to write a for loop. Maybe that'll help me. Where did he set the thing? He set it on top of T. Damn it. Def main test class 18, and then ran do something, and then it ran him through every single line. Okay, well let's write us a quick for loop. Although I don't really for loop anymore because I just kind of like to map things, but no, I don't feel like we should even need to do that. Let's see. Let's take away this. Like, I'm wondering if we even made it here. Let's see. DC, DC, DC. Yeah, see, like, I'm doing DC, which is continue. And then also 11 is step. Whoop. Okay, something happened. Maybe it's just that Java takes forever. Okay, now we're there. Look at that. So now we are down there, and if I just press F11 a million times as fast as I can, I'll eventually get somewhere. I feel like I'm going through the entire everything stack trace of Java. Let me go over here really fast because I want to see up here. Press enter. Okay, Blue and Tom, sure, whatever. F11, blah, 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 blah. Like, if I hold down F11, like, like, then we finally go places. I think F11 is step into. Now, okay, so what is, let me go, or was F11 step into, or was it continue? Check the value of employee map in console. I don't know. I'm not seeing it show up anywhere. Like here. Like, I guess I have this here. Scope local. This is like this thing that is in the local scope, right? So like when I'm inside of a function, right? And the only variable that is inside of this function that's in this local scope of the function, I guess, is this employee object here. So that's what I'm seeing go through all this stuff. Now, I'm wondering, like, because there was this other, like, is there anything useful And any of this here, these things, final blah, 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 notification thread. No, see, like all of this is going to just be, you know, it's not really have a lot of stuff. This thread here, this main thread is the thing doing all the things. I think I'm putting my breakpoints in stupid places. I think I need to put them in non-stupid places. So let's, B. Let's now put it, let's just put it, I don't care, on top of the function. I don't know. DB. That's a done breakpoint. Probably because the function, what does it do? No, it should do that. This, put stuff in map gets called, this gets called, and then that gets called. It's not on its last one yet, so anyway. Can I call a teammate to help? If I had a teammate. Let's see. Can I click on it? Yeah, shame. Hate solarized theme. Some love it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of solarized. It's like learning a new programming language, but for your workflow and key bindings. Yeah, a little bit. Out. Value employee map in console. Yeah, I don't know. They had a console down here at the bottom. I didn't really see anything there. And someone's asking about my FCF bindings. Yes, they're under S, and this is all of the FCF bindings that you could ever want. But I'm not going to go into those right now. Let me stop this, and let me start it again. At least it prints everything out at the end. Run this, come over here, CD, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Stuff, Java, pain, and debugging. Here we go. Let's put a breakpoint. DB right there. All right, and now let's do, can't see anything. There we go. We're gonna start a debugger. Okay. Wow, that looks really great right there. I love that it messed everything up. Awesome. All right, let's do now a F11 and see. Did nothing. Did it just run? I think it just ran. Yeah, it just ran. Damn it. Whoops. Nope. Oh yeah, I think there is a restart binding. I'm not reading this thing too hard. I'm just kind of being dumb. And going through pain. So yeah, F5 is stop. Control Shift F5 is restart. Cool. All right, that is helpful. I'll remember that instead of reopening it every single time like an idiot. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll do. Let's just put. I don't know. Right there. Whatever. And now what we'll do, still wish I could run to cursor. And start. Okay. Now it brought me all the way there. Nothing happens here. Can I enter something here? Is there bindings that you can do in here? Wait, I just press enter. Okay. What can you do? Evaluating what? I think I could like system dot out. Can I do like system? Can I write Java in here? Dot out dot println employee. Because it's in my scope, right? I didn't do anything. Okay. Maybe I'll learn how to use that thing too, because I don't know what the hell that thing does. I thought it did nothing, and that's why I just got rid of it earlier. So obviously, if you come down here in insert mode, you can like do things. Obviously, ls is not going to be a work, but I just typed that out of habit. Now I'm like down here inside. See, that's where things start to like really get screwy for me. You know, what if I do employee? See, look at that. Like that is not good. It's like over top of. Sweet. Love it. This thing is so easy to use. All right. I try. Well, now I can't try. Okay, let me try typing employee. Now I'm all the way at the bottom though. Employee. Okay, I did some other nonsense. Employee. Should evaluate it? What do you mean by evaluate it? Like it should show up here? Yeah, I see it's a local variable, but it's like a console. Okay. So, yeah, so I figured, okay, employee. Right. Right. See what I mean? Maybe nothing's there yet? I don't know. If I come up here. No, I figured it would give me like this. Right? Like I figured it would show me the object down there. That would have been cool if it did that. Try Vimspector evaluate employee maybe. Is that a thing? Let me get rid of this. No. This button gets rid of it. Okay, Vimspector. Doesn't, oh, there is an eval. Okay. Employee. Okay. Yeah, nothing really shows up. Not really sure what the issue with that is. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Well, what if I do? Well, okay. So you can pass it a thing, but so what does it do? Like just system in the back end? What is it doing? Just system.println essentially, just like literally printing out the object. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, that's what it's doing, right? So system.println. Yeah, I had a feeling that it'd be doing something like that. Like maybe like a Python one would be doing like print blah blah blah, right? Yeah, Java nonsense. I had a feeling Java nonsense had something to do with this. So let's see if we can. Maybe it's because. Let's try and do what I just did, but let's try and do map. Nothing yet. It says it's trying to evaluate it though. In Python, it does print eval whatever. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm gonna probably do a stream later on doing it in Python because that's the only one I haven't seen anyone set it up for yet. But I figured I would get Java working because I wanted to do that whole thing on Java with it all set up. Still cool that up here I get the local variable and I get to see what's in it. That's still cool. I can see how that could be useful. Let's just do, what do we decide on? F11. Okay, it's doing get color. See, some of this stuff is useful, but then I like just get into like the weeds of Java, where it just like does way too much shit. Let's see. So a couple more comments. Hey, I just started learning Python today. Any tips? Trying to think. Depends what you want to do Python for. Python does a lot of stuff. I don't know if you want to do it for data science or if you want to do it just because you're trying to learn a language, but you should have a goal in mind. So like you should be trying to like say like do like maybe you want to do back-end web development, maybe you want to do data science, maybe you want to write like other stuff, I don't know, but just have some sort of goal in mind. Don't just learn a programming language. Don't just like go, oh, I know how to like do a for loop in whatever language, and then I also know conditionals, and then I also know exceptions or whatever, because it's just like that's not going to help you. I mean, it'll help you the first time if it's your first programming language, but then like for later on in the future when you want to learn a new language or something like that, make sure you have a reason to do it, and then you will learn all that stuff like in a snap. You'll learn like for loops and stuff like that because you'll have to do it. Vimspector watch employee. Let's try watch. Scroll down. Think, okay. Not sure what happened, but what if I do, what if I step again? Will it start to, like, do things? And, like, show me things? Down here? Oh, this thing hates me. You need to use system. Okay, all right, cool. So it's right. So it's evaluating the thing. So I wish I didn't have to do that. Let's try that. So and then we'll do system. I think I tried that earlier, didn't I? Yeah. Then I put ls like a complete dumbass, but maybe I didn't do a semicolon at the end. System.out.print employee evaluating. I'm so sad. Such depression. Let's see. Maybe we'll try ln. Maybe system.out.print ln employee semicolon. Okay, can I press up? That would be neat. Nope. All right. System.out.print employee. Nope, nothing. Let me see. Anything else in the chat here? What about watch? Yeah, we tried watch. Yeah, I tried the system that out println thing, and that seems to still not work. Because it is up here. Maybe it's not in scope right now. Maybe, hold up. Let's wait till I get to a world. Okay, now it should be in scope. System.out.print ln employee. Nothing. System.out.print. I love having to rewrite it every time. Print ln employee, but without that. Nothing. What does this one do? Expression. What? Wow, man. I have no idea what's happening. It definitely works in Python. I believe you. Python will be one that I try next. What does this do? It looks like, is it passing that? I don't even know what it's doing. I have no idea what this is doing. Try Vimspector show output. Okay. Vimspector show output. And then maybe do Vimspector show output thing. So like if I do system.out.print ln employee thing. Whoa. Python. Yeah, I guess the Python is what's built into the back of this thing. Key error. Sure, well, I ain't going to be able to decipher that spell. Go for PyCharm? Not going for PyCharm. Not using any of that JetBrains nonsense. Because it's totally proprietary and it's just not for me. Sorry. You should use VS Code. If you're getting new into this stuff, but you should also not use VS Code. Use VS Codium and then, yeah, use that. Just use something that works, but even Atom or something like that. But just try to use things that are not I don't know. We're going towards a world that is going way too closed source. And it's always a battle between open source projects that are good or lots and lots and lots of money in closed source stuff. Anyway, so that seems to not work. Maybe one day it will, but today it doesn't. We'll try maybe this spectre. This will be faster if I try to do it this way. Okay, whatever. Whoa. What the hell is this? What are you? What? Oh, this is my history. Why is this here? Who invited that? Alright. Oh yeah, I know Neovim doesn't have full support. I don't expect this thing to work perfectly. I just want to see what's available. Okay. Alright. It doesn't like any of that. Get out of here. Stop trying to record a macro. Okay. So you don't get evaluation with Java, at least. So that's kind of a minus. It's probably happening somewhere, but you can't even like see. You do get this, so that's kind of cool. And yeah. So there's pros and cons. Now, what is the button for continue? Pause and debug. That was restart. F11 is into. Over. Continue is F5. Okay. So if I go continue from, I think I'm here. I think that's what that arrow means. So this should, what I think will happen is that it'll finish everything. But it doesn't. If only I had a sizable vertical monitor. I didn't even think that would help that much. Okay, continue just takes me what, to the breakpoint? Yeah, it'll just take me back to the breakpoint. So okay, now I'm on blue, and now if I do, okay, if I do F5 again, will I be on green? Okay, that's good enough. That's not bad. Okay, I learned it. I think I learned it good enough. I get it now. Okay, I think I understand, because I'm just an idiot when it comes to debugging. Like, I don't really debug. Like, I don't use debuggers, right? Can you show your webcam full screen? Why do you want me to show my webcam full screen? Just, it would make my face big. Let's see. I'm trying to check a message right now. What is this? What? I don't understand. What are they trying to tell me? Don't get it. Why text me this? Anyway. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna go see if I can find. Okay. By the way, we are no longer gonna use step into. I thought step into would give me. I'm dumb. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do is this. What you're gonna want to do is let's already, because we know some of the bindings now. And you know what? We have bindings even built in to this thing. So we can do D, and then we can do restart is R. This thing better reattach, or I'm gonna be big salty. All right, it didn't. So we're gonna have to restart this. Come back over here. Press this. Press D, press R, and now we're back in. Look at that. Okay, but instead of doing that, actually what we really should have done is we should really go into here and do D, and then do B, and then we'll take away, hopefully, the breakpoint that's hiding under that other glyph right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to see exactly how this works, which is fine. So it has those things. Now it does map, blah, blah, blah. It really shouldn't. If you put... Okay, the employee already has those values. So how about this? So we can go here, 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 whatever, right? And we can kind of see, we can put one here. We'll do DB, and then we'll put one dB, and then we'll put 1 dB. Damn it, space dB. Okay, it doesn't like that one. Whatever. Sure. And then what we'll do is we'll now do continue, which is, I think we decided 5. F5, this button. And it complained. Don't complain to me. Don't give me that nonsense. Okay, so let me come down here because this is inherently useless to me now. And now let me do... There should be something in this scope. No. Maybe because it's not function scope or something like that. So let's do F5. F5 really is complaining? What's the issue? It's possible that it's because I have to run it like this with Java. I have to do this. This is the reason that I think that after restarting it, it probably didn't restart it with this. See what I mean? There you go. Now, okay, so it jumped down. It did the thing. This is your arg0 blah, 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 because you're over here and you're now in this function. And then you have these guys. Okay, cool. And, you know, I kind of expected that to not see that yet, but whatever. Let's do F5. Okay, and then let's do F5 again. And it complains again. Why does it complain? Maybe because the debug points are on top of nothing. Did I install COC Java Debug? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did do that. I could be missing something else, though. There's a lot of, like, documentation. It's, like, lots of stuff. Read the logo. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, so I'll show you that I have COC Java Debug. How can I show that? I can show that by, let's go into here. Let's do stuff.java. And I can show that by doing, I have this, and then I have this, and then I have E. And these are all the extensions, the COC extensions that I have. So here you go. I have COC Java Debug 0.1.5. That's what I got. How many packages do I have on my Arch Linux install? It's a little bit irrelevant, but I'll tell you. I have a command here called what I got, and I'll pipe that into FZF, and so I have 199 packages installed on my Arch Linux, minus maybe some system level packages, which I don't include in this list. And you can see what they all are just by searching through FZF. And these are all the things I have installed. A good amount of these I could totally get rid of. But I like to think I don't have that much. There are people certainly with more junk than I have. Anyway, let's get out of here. So, someone asked me if I had that. Someone said that they use a debugging tool called printf. I might look into that later at some point. When you show Neovim so we can watch you talk. Oh, the reason for that is I guess when I do full screen, I disappear from the thing. Yeah, it is what it is. I could put this. Right now I have this as a window through MPV, so that's why I can like move it around and do stuff with it. It's not actually coming from OBS, so that's why I disappear when I maximize things. But I kind of like that I disappear when I maximize things because then sometimes my face gets over top of things and then it's annoying. Yeah, the script is over on my GitHub if you want the script for what I got. You can check. I'll show you exactly where it is. Because I'm annoyed at Vimspector right now. Go over here, GitHub. If you go to my .files, and then if you go to local bin, And then if you go to what I got, and then it's just this little tiny stupid script that does some stuff. I wonder how big companies does developers, machines, everybody installing their own stuff. I work at a big company, regrettably. I work at Comcast. You can use whatever you want, but they give you a MacBook, and you have to use your MacBook, right? Yeah, because it's the only thing that has the VPN installed. So the only way that you're going to be able to, connect to the servers and do all that stuff is if you have a VPN, right? But you can install whatever you want. So I just and use whatever you want. A lot of people use IntelliJ when they use Java because Comcast is a big Java shop. Everybody uses Java there. There's like a little bit of a few. Sometimes there's Python. Sometimes there's Node. Mostly Java. 95, 97, 98% of everything that I've seen has been done in some form of Java. I guess there's app development teams who do app dev stuff with like Android and Swift for iOS and all too. So, but even Android is like all Java. So you could install your own stuff though. I mean, I use this at work, and it works fine for me. Let's see. So I attempted BSPWM. Yeah, I did work with BSPWM for like a second. I looked at a few of these other window managers, and then I realized, wow, they're really hard to constantly configure if I'm going to be as ridiculously meticulous as I am with everything else. So that's this thing. Yep, that was that. Companies will sometimes have config scripts for new dev machines. We don't have one. I don't know what you'd really need for it. I guess there's some environment variables you might want to... It would have been useful, maybe. I guess it depends on the environment that you're working into. A lot of our stuff changes so often because we do a lot of microservice stuff to where it's just like... I just feel like I'm constantly cycling between technologies. Like we were doing microservices, and then it's like serverless, and then before I got there, we were doing Jenkins, and now we do Concourse for CI, and they're just constantly updating Terraform, and then there's, all different other kinds of stuff. So, especially with COC and Vimspector, time to say bye to IntelliJ. Yes, but only probably if... Maybe. Vimspector is not fully there yet, in my opinion, for this. Not that I'm totally against using Vimspector for this stuff. Vimspector's not too bad. I'm going to try it again in a second. I just need to cool down from being annoyed by it. But there's also this other project called Neovim DAP. So, Neovim DAP. What? Oh. Vim DAP. And yeah, this does stuff too, right? You would think that you could get it working. But I found this thing even more difficult to get working than Vimspector. But it has really cool stuff like virtual text and all different other kinds of fun nonsense. But if you look at the wiki, debug, adapter installation, Java. For Java, there's Java debug, which is essentially blah, blah, blah. The debug adapter is launched via LSP command, blah, 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 which provides the extensions, blah, blah, blah. Integrate with Neovim DAP. I'm not going through all that. I want a simple command. Stop making me do stuff, I want to like install things. If I have to run commands, I guess, but like, for instance, like this is the issue. Some people will not adopt, and I'm sure a lot of this stuff is in beta or whatever too, so whatever, but like in the future, for people who are like I'm pretty versed in this stuff, right? And not super, but like I should be able to figure it out. Like, imagine someone who's pretty new. Like, you have to be in the niche of, like, you have to be real niche to really care about the Java debugger and Neovim DAP, first of all. And then second of all, like, okay, here's all the documentation to get it work. There is Java debug, which is a link to a repo for Java debug, which I guess Okay. It's an implementation of the same one that VS Code uses. It says something like, okay, once Eclipse blah 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 is launched, the client can send a command to the server to start a debug session. Like, I don't even know how I would go about sending that to the thing. So that's already like, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to work with that thing. Which is an extension of this thing. So yeah, so like this thing extends this. I understand that because this is your language server, and then the debugger extends that. And then the debug adapter is launched via LSP command. Nvim JDTLS is a plugin which provides an extension for the LSP client built into Neovim and provides it in. I'm not doing all that. There's no way. So that's why I'm not using Nvim DAP. Maybe in the future, if I move over to the LSP client built into Neovim, I don't know. I think I might have the extension through the COC Java debug. And then there's this. And there's like a jar here. Okay. And some other things. And some other stuff. And you know why VS Code is so successful? Because, and a lot of these other ones are so successful and like work really well, is because like so much of this stuff is completely abstracted. And I assume if they're able to abstract a lot of this stuff, you could just give common sense, like, super, like, basic things that should just already be there so that nobody has to think about it, you know? That would be nice. Maybe I'm being too idealistic. It's very possible. Yeah, so I also need a VPN installed at work on a laptop, so I just do everything in an Arch Linux VM. That'd be good, but again, I don't know if I feel like spending all the time to set up. It might not be a terrible idea if you had a powerful enough machine. I'm expecting Neovim to bring the one true debugger for real Vim. Trying to hack it into Vim or Nvim is such a hurdle. You're not wrong. Like I just showed you, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong about that. There is too much. I don't even want to read all this. My brain turns off. Like, I'm a developer too. Like, I do stuff. I think I know how to write code decently. I'm one of probably the more avid users of Vim and Neovim. And I look at that stuff and I'm just like, no, don't make me do it. Don't make me go through all that. Neovim 2. Yeah, I'm not using Neovim 2 because A, it's closed source, and 2, it costs money. And no, not doing that. So even though I get, like, if you make something, someone should pay you for it, but no, it's not worth it to me. Maybe for like $2, if you want me to like donate. I would probably donate $30 and use it if it was all open source. And I would probably do all other kinds of stuff. And I'd probably even promote it. But until then, like, you can even use VS Codium and then one other thing that I've been using lately, which is Neovim. And look at this. It's like a whole GUI. And you can go in here. And now if I put like an error somewhere, and look at like the neat, like, look at that. Honestly, that annoys the shit out of me, but it's still kind of cool, right? And then, you know, you got all this nonsense. And then if we come back over here, let's do this. Let's get rid of that. You can kind of see, watch. See how it like gives you the underline there? Look how smooth this thing is, man. You see this. It looks just like Vim too, because it really is just Vim, right? And then you can do like LA, and now we can get this, and boom, you know? So like, it's almost just like, what the hell do I need Neovim for? You know, like when I just have like this thing, with Neovim, I really don't need any of that, and it's really fast because it works. I think it's. I'm not sure if it's like GPU accelerated or anything, but it's very fast because it's like it's not in your terminal, right? So it's like move pretty quick. It looks like it's not picking up on this character there for the font. You know why it's not? I think this isn't using a particular font. I'm using Neovim right now, yeah. But yeah, this thing is comfy as hell, you know. I'm trying to think, like if we start searching for things, let's do search for text and start looking for course, blah blah blah. Course, go like this. It does support ligatures too. See, so we can do this, we can do that, we could do one of these guys. We can have all different other kinds of stuff. I don't know. You can see this. I don't know why it's not picking up on that. I'll probably change the thing just so that it fixes that. No, it might be faster too, honestly. In some ways, it might be. Like, I know that the cursor animations make it seem like it's faster or whatever. It might be faster. It might be. I don't know. What is this? That's where I started from. What the hell just happened there? Let's go into like this. Like, you see this. Okay, this is fast. Language. I know why that failed. That's because I didn't open it in the directory that it would have expected to be opened. I don't know. This maybe it's not faster. Maybe it's just smoother. You know. I will say though that this thing annoys the shit out of me. I wish it didn't do all that, but whatever. And I do really like this, how it underlines the error in red. Like, that's cool, you know. We'll do like LA. Do that. Like, it almost just feels like you get like a whole ID. What's your issue now? What's the problem? There should be no issue. Get out of here. You kidding me? Go away. Yeah, I think it's just complaining. Maybe it's because I opened the other thing and trying to start it in the same directory or something. Anyway, and you can even click on this stuff too. This thing is called like bar or whatever. Not to say that you should be clicking on things in Vim, because we know that's heresy, but also you can just do, let's see, I think it's BD, and then I can kill the particular buffer that I'm in, I think. How come it's not working? B, and then I think D is supposed to do it for me. Delete buffer, but it's not. I don't know why it's not doing that. Anyway, I don't think there's much else to really show with Neovim other than it's cool and neat and has a cool cursor command or whatever. Let's see. Catch up with chat here. NetBeans or Eclipse? Neither. It will be open source. Yeah, Neovim said it's going to be open source. If it is open source, then that's cool. I think they're using Reason ML or something like that to develop in. Maybe I'll check it out someday if it becomes a thing. How about the language supports? I think this thing supports whatever language for the most part. I talked to the guy developing on Discord. Okay. Hi, me. Simple question. I just started working on a degree in game design. It's a basic question, but I feel confused. Doing an exercise, but and I'm trying to save in VS Code. When saving the HTML, I was confused where I save the HTML file in the project folder. I have no idea, dude. I don't know what your project looks like. So maybe you can ask in the Discord. People in the Discord sometimes are pretty helpful with questions like that. But I don't know. Just, save it wherever and then open live server. So like you could, do I have something? Let's do something like this. I think I have live server. If I go like this, no, let's not do this. Let's do mvim index.html. And then I hopefully will get some highlighting if I, what is the thing in, what I think it's this. Is it this? No, I think I know what it is. It's this guy. All right. Yeah, and then we can we put like hello or something, or maybe make a text tag. Text area, or is there not just, can I just, what is it in HTML? I never write HTML. I probably just leave it in the body, it doesn't even matter. So hello. Okay, save, there you go. And then if I do, I think I have something for live server and a start live server. All right. No, I was supposed to work, but it didn't. Wonder why it didn't. Because I didn't save it, maybe? I'm gonna say it was because I didn't save it. Where am I? Nope. Damn it. Well, that should have worked. But it didn't. Connection refused. Why? What's your issue? I wonder why. Behind a firewall. Why would that? Oh well. Well, it used to work, and it used to be really cool when it did work. What else? Plugin for cursor animation. It wasn't a plugin for cursor animation, it was just Neovim. Try file save as, and it should show you where it's saved. Yeah. Big depressed that my thing didn't show up here. It really should have. I don't know why it didn't. Details and allow? Yeah, let's try that. I want this to work now. How about this? I think you can configure it with, maybe it's just a Brave thing that's making it stupid. Let's do this. This, come over here, plug config, Bracey is the thing that I'm using. This is some nonsense, and I don't have anything to configure it. So if we look up Bracey, no. Just Bracey. Thank you. I think I can specify maybe I can't specify. What if I did this? What if I did export browser equals Firefox, and then if I did mvim index HTML, and then if I did AL, and then if I came over here, it still looks at Brave. Whatever, I give up. Another thing you can do though is you can do live server, and then you can click on this over here, and then you can click on, oh okay, I am in somewhere dumb, I think. Yeah. What? Where did I start that at then? Okay, we'll start from here. And what we'll do is, instead of doing that, okay, see, there's your hello. And then if I come over here and I go like this, and then I do, this is another way to do it. It's not like the cool way that should be built in. But if I do index.html, and then I do Hello, Chris. There we go. Look at that. Live server. Yeah. Except for now, it froze for a second, but whatever. I think that was a different reason. But it shouldn't have to do that. I feel like my thing is off sync now. Alright. And then throw that back up there. Okay, that's better. It looks like this may have frozen. Let's do whoa. Come over here. Reload. Reload. Hopefully. I think it's still streaming. Okay. There we go. I don't know what just happened. I wonder if it was that. Look at this. This is a thing too that happens with Brave. Firefox. Might have to make the switch to Firefox. Alright. So. Wow, everything really took a nosedive, huh? Alright. Anyway. Okay. Got this. Wonder if I really made it anywhere with Vimspector today. I think somewhat. Let's try one last time. See if we can get something good going. And then I'll give up. So Java. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. We'll come over here. We're going to do some debug points, DB. Whoops, let's take that away. Let's put it, right here. Then, let's see. That should be fine. Now we'll do COC, command, Java, debug. Alright, it's not working again. Hold up. Alright. And then, let's see. Socket, blah, blah, blah. Alright, now we're going to do this. I might have to restart it again. No. Java. Huh. This thing is being big painful. You know what? No, I'm in the right directory here. Maybe I'll wait for the JDTLS server to start before I do this. New dot debug. Why? Oh, I think I know why that happened. That happened. DB. Now, one last time. There we go. And now what I'll be able to do is now I can do, first of all, let's go over here. Ran it for the first employee here. That's this guy. So now if I do F5, now it's running it for the second employee. And I can see that. Maybe we'll try and do this again. So we'll do employee. Nothing happens. It expands the variable. It says call Vimspector expand variable. What if I did employee at 28? Nope. What if I just did like this? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Whatever. So I'm assuming this evaluator doesn't work. For Java, at least. This thing, expressions. What does that do? No idea. Yeah, Kyle, this is the employees thing. From, I don't even remember if that was even last night. And then now what we'll do is press, okay, you see how now that's blue. Is this the Java debugger that is the native one? This is the COC Java debugger. But anyway, so we saw red, we see blue, and now if I do F5 again, we should see green go through. So F5. Okay. There you go. There's green. It's not bad. It works. As long as you don't want any of the other fancy stuff. It does basically what you need it to do. It'll tell you what the variable is as you go through the function. So, but when it ends, it throws you a nice big error. But that's fine. If we do restart, I also think it'll fail. But we're going to have to go over here and rerun it. Okay, and now if we come over here, and we do COC, whoops, COC command Java, blah, 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 blah. We'll start again. See how we're back over at red? Okay, and then what we'll do is F5 again. Employees blue, F5 again, employees green. Do F5 again and it'll throw an error, but whatever. It is what it is. That's why I just do system.out.println and just run the function. Because it's just easier. Alright. I think that's pretty much all I was really trying to accomplish with that. Now, the other thing that I was going to work on, what time is it? 11? Jeez, I've been doing this for a minute. The other thing I was going to work on was, let me go over here and search this. Where I'm looking for, forget what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, it was going to be which key. Because I had some issues and I wanted to see if I could put which key maybe at the top of Vim. And then also, the other thing I don't want to ever have to do again is I don't want to have to see this Vimspector JSON. I don't want to have to put that in every single Java project that I create. Vim speed dating? Yeah, Vim speed dating, I used it for like a minute. Let's see. What's a good way to test this? If I do this, and then if I do B, I think. No. Whoa, batch mode. I don't even know what that is. Go down to blah. What? Are you kidding me? That's not all what that should have done. There we go. So now if I go into my blog and I go into, I don't know, let's try this one. Then if you go over here, and then I think it's Control A. Now I'll start increasing the date, and then see how it just increases the date as you go? It's kind of cool, right? And I think it's X to go backwards. So Control A to go forwards in time, Control X to go backwards in time. So I think that's cool. I don't know. That's why I have it. You could add .vimspector to your .getignore. You could do that. But I'd rather just have a global place where it always is inside of my config space. So Vimspector, Spector, not the logo. Just trying to get something for a video. All right. So after all this pain, I think I got it to do basically what I wanted it to do. What does this say? Yeah, whatever. Like at least the very basics, at least enough to put at the end of the video. To say that hey, there's some form of debugging, I guess. This thing. There we go. Let me see if I can lift my chair up a little bit. There we go. I'm like falling down in my seat. Yeah. So we want to abstract this to a place where it always will be. Isn't it project specific? Why would it be project specific? It's not really specific about it, in my opinion. I just popped it in there and just, what is this? This is live server. CD repos stuff. I'll show you what it is. .vimspector.json. Nothing really. Ooh, maybe one of these was open and that's why my thing didn't work. No, because, nah, never mind. I'm an idiot. That would have been 8080 if that was the case, or whatever it was. Never mind. No, you could use this as kind of like a general template. Never change it. That's the idea, at least for me. Install some gadgets. What the hell I didn't even do a gadget install. Vimspector is a generic client for blah 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 blah, referred to as gadgets or adapters, or what actually do the work of the real debuggers. In order for blah 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 blah, there are a few ways to blah blah blah. I mean, I don't think I ever even did this. Vimspector install Java. What? What are my options? What? There's options? But why would I need that? What are these things? I already have a Java language server. I don't think this will help me. It was just working. I wonder if I do this. No, I'm not going to need this. Whatever, I have it now. So let's see if it does anything. Am I going to add it? Yeah, I'm going to add it. It's hopefully the hopefully by the end of this ridiculously long stream I'll have added it in some capacity or another. I mean, it's already there, so I'll just push it up like all of the things. Okay, let's do this. Let's do Java. Let's come over here. Enter. Okay. Repos. Stuff. Okay, that's not a thing. Blah, blah, blah. That Java nonsense. Come over here. Make this nice and big. Put myself a breakpoint. DB. I'm an expert debugger now. COC command. Thing. There's too many things. Java thing. There we go. Okay, now I'm in here. Now if I come down here and I do employee. Shit. Wow. I was really hoping that this would have been all I needed to realize that value, but I was wrong. Oh well. What I still want to see, okay, like I'm in this scope. What if I did this? System.out.print ln arg 0. Ooh. Look at that. I got a result. Okay, so this is the name of the thing. But why is it void? Why is it not all the things that are right there? Does anyone know? Let me not do this. Get out of here. Get. All right. Vimspector eval. System.out.print ln or is it return a void? Well, no, nothing returns. The put returns void. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So let's see if I do because I'm pretty sure if I just put this, yeah, I mean that nothing even happens, right? Because that's bad syntax. Print ln. Okay, it does result void. Okay, let's stop it. Let's come over here again. What if I do step in? What? Nothing's happening. What if I do F5? Why is nothing happening? I feel like I have results now down there. I feel like I never had them before. I feel like nothing's doing anything right now. Wait a second. Is my console suspended? No. What the heck? What? What did I just do? Gym. Result. Evaluating gym. Nothing happened. What did I do? What button did I press? Is anyone paying attention? Damn. Oh no. Oh no. I did that. But what did I just do? All that shit just popped up. What button did I press? If I do system.out.print ln, do the thing, put arg 0, close it, boom. Results in void. I think it's because something screwy's happening right now anyway. But what just happened like a second ago? I wish I would have had my key presses there. Because maybe I would have... Oh, okay. Look at that. It was Control J that did that. Evaluating employee. That doesn't work. So maybe if I do DB and put a debugger there, debug point there, and then if I do F5 again, jump over here, and then maybe if I do another one, I don't know. F5, blue, employee, local, arg0, yeah. There's also another command I could do, which is Vimspector watch arg0. Ooh. Plot thickens. Okay, so now this is like a little watch window. Even though I already have that shit up here, but whatever. This is a little watch window here. Why is it not called employee? And what happened down here? Anything? No. Okay, now if I do another run through, oh wow, I got rid of my thing. Why the hell is it called arg0? Didn't that shit used to be called employee like a minute ago? I remember that shit being called employee like earlier in the stream. Let's see. Oh, I think I understand what someone was saying now. I think I was being dumb. Arg. If I just type this. It just gives me this. Like it gives me... That's not what I want. I wanted the system.out.print arg0. Nothing happens. It's void. Well, also, that's... I didn't put a semicolon. Control J. What if I just print arg0? Nothing. Yeah, I was going to show you Stuns GD. You could check out Bracy. Bracy wasn't working for me right now, but Bracy will do what you just asked me. 2-string. Do you have a 2-string anywhere? I should. Well, you know what? You know what, dude? Where's my thing? Wait a second. That's probably it. I don't have a 2-string. So it's just showing me. It's because I'm dumb. Yeah, look at that. So what if we do LA? Now we just make ourselves a little 2-string here. And we want all the things in the 2-string. Look at that. Watch this. I wonder if that works. That'll be cool if that works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be big salty, but that might work. I haven't heard anything else. I haven't heard anything more intelligent said all night. Just try to call your function on that window. I did do that. I think I did that. Do thing, open thing. Put debug point here. I'm very salty. What is the plugin for importing 2-string like that? Oh, it's really easy. It's, you know, just endless pain of setting up COC. No, it's actually very easy. 1 second. Let me try this, and then I will show you what I did with that, because I've showed that before. Okay. COC, command, Java, blah, blah, blah. Start me a debugger. Okay. Come down here. Look at the thing. Now if I come down here and I do, it's arg 0. Ah. Dude, I was gunning for that 2-string thing, man. I really thought that was going to work. Really thought that was going to work. Yeah, this guy's saying Bracy, by the way, Stuns GD. I have it. I would have showed it to you earlier, but for some reason, Brave is like, nah. And then I couldn't get it to work on Firefox, so. That was a good guess, though, Kyle. That was a really good, like, I really thought you were right for a second there about the 2-string. Thing is, as the values up there, you'd assume, I don't know. Like, all right, maybe if I do... All right, now it's getting annoying again. Let me scroll down. Now if I do system.out.print, we'll do ln arg 0. Still returns void. Rip Bracy, I'm getting the same error. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with Bracy right now. It didn't used to have that problem, and then it made a fool out of me on my stream, so thank you, Bracy. Val. We'll try arg 0. Just does employee F14. I feel like at least it's giving me something, but like, whoa, I was just knocked over my desk. At least it's giving me something, but let's try Control J. Like what does? Okay, these are Vimspector variables. So what if I do like salary? What does that do? Evaluating salary. Nothing. Big depress. Big depression. Yeah, I'm getting connection refused too. Could you figure that out for me? Name string Jim double 19 blah blah blah. This is just shit that's already in this freaking thing. And then this is also just shit that's in the file. This is stuff that belongs to the stack trace and where it's finding it from. These are variables that do nothing at all for me. And then what if I remember I did the watch thing earlier. That was kind of cool. Still void. Big depression. Whatever. But doesn't matter. Even though this thing, I would really like this to work though. I really like it, and also I would like if it didn't create like an extra freaking thing here. But whatever. Let's try watch. See, this won't do it. Yeah, like that'll just do that. Now if I do, why is it called arg0 though? Why is it not called like this is like an arg0 if like I pass something to this, but this should be employee. It should read it as employee, I thought. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter that much. At least you can see like at the top here, like all of the variables that are in here. So like that is, at least you're seeing what's happening there. I don't know. Implicitly call toString arg0. I think I see what you're saying. So you're saying like, I guess, I don't think you mean do this. Maybe you do, but did something happen? No, nothing happened. But maybe you mean arg0 dot to string. Okay, now that gives me something else, which is like the is like the reference to the object, I guess. But still not. Wait. Why is that the toString? Didn't we just write a freaking toString for this thing? Didn't I? What if I did? Look, it even prints it out over here when I do it over there. Yeah, this is stupid. Let's do that Control J again. This is all dumb nonsense in the stack trace. This would be the only stuff I think I would be interested in. What if I did color? Nothing, yeah. arg0 seems to be the only thing. I don't think, by the way, that employee will do anything. Not even void. Maybe if I did employee dot toString. Yeah, no, it would be arg0, I guess. But arg0 is only passing me back the thing. Let's try this. What? No. Ugh, now you're gonna make me try that because that does sound smart. Maybe not dot color, maybe dot get color and call the function on it. That could work. Okay, we'll try that. Okay, we'll try that. Where's my COC stuff? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, that was stupid, I bet, because, yeah, it just did the thing now, and then maybe if we just come back on in here. What? Don't do this to me. Go away. Alright, thing. DB. Alright, what am I doing? We decided that I was doing something, but no, it's slipped my mind. Oh, yeah. This. Okay. Now, come down here. Arg 0 dot get color. Cool. Big brain. There we go. Wish this clicked. All right. So, you can kind of do that, even though it's already up here. But the 2-string would be cooler. Maybe I just didn't implement... No, I implemented the 2-string. Oh. You can tell that I write a lot of not Java in my spare time, I guess, even though I write a lot of Java all the time. But I don't write Java. I never compile Java. I don't compile things very often. And so it led me to not compile this with the stupid freaking 2-string change in it. Like a dumbass. No one judge me, though. You're not allowed to. I spent too long working on this to be judged for not compiling a file. Now the 2-string will work. Watch this shit. Dude, you're going to be so impressed. You'll be like, wow, that is really cool. Wait, and you're not going to say that yet because I just screwed everything up. Yeah. And I did this all by myself, too, without any help from Kyle. He didn't suggest anything useful. Alright. DB. Alright. And now, watch this shit. C or C, blah, blah, blah. Alright, come down here. Org 0.2 string. Look at that shit. Alright. Wow. Wow, dude. It only took 3 hours to get here. It only took 3 hours. We did it. Awesome. It's painful. But you can do other things. You can call functions on the variable. It does evaluate it. It does system.println evaluate. So the reason it was getting void before is because it was system.println evaluating the system.println of the thing, and then that returned void because that returns void. Yeah. Cool. Kyle, I would hire you. But you know, sometimes I'm not in charge of hiring people. One day if I'm in charge of hiring people when we're both like 40 something, I'll hire you. All right. Oh, you wanted me to answer what is the plugin for importing 2-string and blah 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 blah. That's COC, man. That's all that is. So what you do, we'll go over this again. What the hell is this? This is another instance of that. I think we get debugging in Vimspector for Java now. I think we get it. I'm going to do another video that's not so full of dumb shit explaining it, because this video, if you sit through all 3 hours of this video watching me do that, I mean, you're gonna hate me. So the plugin is this. So how I did that was, if you go and look at init.vim, and then you go, the plugin is obviously COC, right? And then you got to make sure that you do COC install COC Java, right? And then you'll get this. Okay. And then after you're done with that, the command that you run is that you run my brain is starting to leave the planet. The command that you run is in keys, which key, and it is down in COC, and here you go. It is this guy. So what you'll do is, I guess it's a line action, whatever. It shouldn't even be a line action. Let me rename this to code action, because it's code action. It's not just a line action. When I first named this stuff, I barely knew how COC worked. I barely knew how COC worked like 2 months ago. You know what, Jose Solis? I knew that, but I knew it not hard enough. So, like, look at this. I left myself a note that says, when things don't work, cd into Bracey Vim and run npm install prefix server. And I didn't listen to myself. Bruh, you still coding Java? Unfortunately, I still code in Java. It's delightful. I love coding in Java. It's the best. It's so, there's not very verbose. There's great documentation for all the libraries. I love that Oracle owns Java, and that makes things difficult too. What else do I love? I love the frameworks. Yeah, no, Java bothers me on lots of different levels. Config, nvim, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wow, what a genius. ls, cd, autoload. Plugged inside Bracey Vim. Okay, mp, blah, 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 blah. mmp, npm. What? Hold up. Give me this. Just give me this. Give me this. Alright, now we're going to have Bracey. Cool. Cool. That should fix all my Bracey nonsense. Can you explain the key layout, blah, 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 blah. Can you explain the key layout for me? So I have to press L, then A for it to come up? In my config, yes. I don't know from what level you're asking me that. If you have my config, yes. If you don't, there's lots of things you'll have to install. But look at all the sweet Java debugging we have now. Look at this. We learned that arg0 is the thing. We learned that Windows and Vim just screw up all over the place when I'm trying to do things. So I can't see anything. We learned that. We learned this looks great, whatever is happening right there. But whatever. Look at this. What the hell? It's not... There we go. arg0 dot get color, and it gives me red. Or I can do the toString. That's freaking sweet, dude. I just didn't install the adapter earlier, so people are probably looking at me like I was an idiot, but whatever, dude. You try and set this thing up. press LA for it to come up. Yeah. I'm reading the comments again. I tried and failed miserably setting up Vim environment. What, my Vim environment? Or just any Vim environment? I'm talking to you, Manish. And then for Java, and ended up using Spring Tool Suite. Ugh, Spring. Oh, God. Annotations and magic everywhere in Spring. I love that. I love frameworks on top of frameworks that need frameworks to start. Cooltism. What are you saying? I have autism? And yeah, at IntelliJ levels. This is IntelliJ levels, dude. This is basically IntelliJ now. There's no... Look at this. Look how sweet this... there we go. See? IntelliJ. Alright, anyway. But yeah, we're cool. We got that. It's not super useful because the thing's over here and you can kind of already see it, but it's still somewhat cool. This thing is weird. Okay. I don't even need this one either. I would just get rid of that, and then I would shrink probably this somewhat. And then that would mess up all of my spacing and things down there. Look at this. Like, what's happening here? This plugin does some wacky shit. But that works. That works. Okay. Alright, I think that is enough Vimspector for one night. Vimspector is the devil, but I got it working most of the way. I'm gonna probably in this article that I have before I leave. In this article that I have on my blog. I might do this in a separate one. I probably should do it in a separate one. But it'll be in this one or it'll be in another one, and this will show you how to set up Java entirely. I will also look into maximize Vim. Let me leave myself a note. Where can I leave myself a note? That I'll actually... Oh, you know what? I have a whiteboard right next to me with all of the ideas for videos. So I'll write it right there. Let's see. I need a Sharpie though. Maximize.vim. There we go. And I'll be using that. Okay. It's kind of hot here. All right. Let's see. So I'll look into maximize.vim. Goyo. Well, I don't think Goyo will help because I think it'll screw a lot of things up, but I do have Goyo already. Dude, with this. Okay, so let's see if Goyo helps. Space, Z does Goyo. And there you go. That's Goyo. And let's see what happens when I leave Goyo. No, went back. Goyo is pretty legit, actually. Let's see if it works for this. Look at this. Maybe I'll just use Goyo for all this shit. Do like arg 0.get name. Ah, dude. It shot me right back. Nope, we're going to use maximize. Nope. We're going to use maximize. Goyo's still cool. Goyo's cool for like when you want to like it might be cool if I want to just like work on this really fast. You know. I wonder, does this show up? Not very well. Uh-oh, and then that ruined everything. Okay, so You know, that is truly one of the biggest issues with... There we go. Okay. But yeah, Goyo, pretty good. But maximize.vim, I think I agree. I think maximize.vim will be better because if I come down here... Well, you know what? I heard it on my thing, but it probably takes like 2 seconds to install maximize.vim. So maximize.vim. Or at least look it up. Oh, this looks really good. Whatever's happening right there. Okay. This is why I need to kill Brave. I'm probably going to move over to harden Firefox. Maximize.vim. 5 years ago. Okay. Give me this. 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 If you want to map other keys, let default mapping equal 0. We're definitely going to want that. And it does what? F10 is the button? F10 probably does something in this, doesn't it? No? This is Vimspector. Yeah, F10 is step over. So I'm going to unmap that, and then I'm going to map it to which key. And then, yeah, that should be enough. That should be enough. That should be enough. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's go over to Vimplug, and let's go into plugins, and then let's come down here, and then let's find Vimspector. And let's put it under Vimspector, and tab it into it another time. This. Well, just installed everything. I wonder if there's any updates. For anything. Looks like we got a few. Oh, that's nice. Whoa. Bar. Needs some updates, I guess. Oh, look, Vimspector did a bunch of updates. Wow, what a great time to update Vimspector. Like, literally 1 million updates. Wonder what that did. Please don't. Oh, no. Bar has... Kill. Oh, no, it's back. Okay, good. Looks like the lines are a little thicker now. Oh. Let me just do this. Stuff.java. And we'll open up 2 files. And what's the... Is it maximize? Nope. Is it... Did it actually move F10? Nope. Is it... Okay, it is maximize window. Ain't gonna work there. Ain't gonna work there. Ain't gonna work there. Ain't gonna work there. Yeah. It's supposed to be here. What? I installed it. This freaking function should be available. So angry. My preferred key. How about capital M for now? I'm not gonna leave that there, but I'm gonna leave that there for now. Not an editor command, maximize window. Whoa, what did I do? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's not available unless I put this. Feels stupid, but could be the case. Not an editor command. What happened? What? I mean, I installed it. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Wait a second. Gvim. Does it only work in GUI Vim? Alright, well, I think that's about all I'm really going to be able to do. One second, I'm going to have to shift some of this stuff anyway, because I feel like one of my things kind of got busted. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to do for this stream. I've had enough of this. Maybe it wasn't maximize.vim. Maybe it was Vim Maximizer. Anyway, yeah, I've had enough. I will try again tomorrow. Thank you guys for showing up.